They're leaning for TYLOO.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really, it's kind of easy to just pick one with no consequence.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I'm gonna lean in favor of the GG.
I would love
odds.
to do one where it's like you do picks, but for every pick you get wrong, you have to pick a limb to lose.
What about when you win?
Because then that's like really high risk.
What about when you win though?
It's just losers.
Oh, you don't gain an extra limb.
No, you just
We've sewn on a third limb.
Yeah, actually, that would be even better. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Either way, let's move away from these weird Frankenstein monster ideas and get into the second map of this series. It's going to be, of course, the new founded Vertigo. First Vertigo of the major, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. And this map has been really exciting to watch. The development has been great, and I very much love the new ladder and the B-side changes of most recent, of course. So let's see how they play into things here once we get into this map. It's going to be a bit of a boost up on A right now. Bentet, you can watch both the ramp and also the back of top yellow from there. But right now, Complexity are walking up on A.
One of the things I've been really enjoying about the new vents and like ladder rather, new ladder up into mid, is that it almost forces the CTs to have to at least attempt a bit of mid aggression, because you can throw so much utility from that one room over in middle thanks to the glass skylights, right? So you actually have a bit more of a valid reason to contend for mid on this map now. It used to be the case that you would just kind of give that area of the map up. Bentet, I think he was up on the boost there, and indeed he was. We so often see players, actually the CTs normally come off worse from that, it feels like, but he's been able to get somebody through the corner of that smoke, extending that man advantage for TYLOO. The bomb site, well, it is overrun by Complexity. They will be allowed to get that bomb down. Oh, an oboe through the smoke. Shazam's got another. I mean, Complexity, this is a 3v5. We saw them on a 2v5 to close out that last game. Surely they can't 3v5 the pistol now as well. Shazam's in with another. Summer's tapping on the bomb to try and bait these peaks, but somebody's not finding the kills. He's on the bomb. It's a full 10-second defuse, and not quite knife to death by death.
He actually had a kit there in the smoke, but he couldn't find the bomb. He threw the smoke down. It took him about 2 seconds to find the bomb. Was that what it was?
Because I wondered why the defuse took so long to come in.
I think even if he got on it immediately, he would have been close. I don't know if he would have got it, but yeah, the couple of seconds of delay certainly didn't help in that round. Either way, Complexity, like you said, 3 on 5, Harry. They close out the pistol. They are going to take the lead here on the T side, considering it's their pick. Already looking more comfortable than that of TYLOO, who fell at the first hurdle.
This really does feel like a bit of a real look into how we were saying at the minors. It was still like a TYLOO that looked decent, but they just didn't have that same synergy. Even though synergy was never really a word I would put to TYLOO, they've always had communication problems, right? But they definitely seem to all be on the same page a lot more. And I think it's pretty evident with how many 5vX scenarios TYLOO have given away that there are still a few lapses in communication here and there. You know, everyone isn't on that same page yet, because you feel like that's really the only way to keep letting these 5vXs elude you, right? Is if you're just not trading the kills out, if you're just not kind of playing off of one another correctly. Because, you know, while like Oboe, for example, in that last map, or Shazam there in that pistol round, while they did great stuff to get those kills, they were also handed a couple of them in positions where TYLOO wouldn't have been able to trade anyway. So it was a very high-risk gunfight to take.
Either way, I think that's all those communication issues and synergy issues are going to play into a map like Vertigo, where, you know, it is new and you can't just rely on knowing that, okay, my teammate is definitely going to do this when this happens. Because all those things, all those protocols, all those decisions that, you know, seem to be so naturally made on a map like Mirage, where everyone knows what you're doing, Dust 2, that's not going to be the case here on Vertigo. This is a new map. You don't always know what you're doing. Even at the pro level, there's still going to be new things, and that can certainly make things hard, especially when you have language issues or communication issues. So let's see if these play into this game at all for TYLOO, as they certainly have in the past. Complexity, of course, picking this map, you would hope they'd be prepared somewhat, and right now they are looking comfortable. 2-0 as TYLOO hit their first rifle round. No utility really left up for TYLOO, just a couple of smokes. Complexity walking up on this A site, and somebody's a risky position, very open from a lot of angles, but he spotted the barrel of the gun. Not going to go for the wallbang. He wanted the guaranteed kill, and he might not get it after all.
Yes, look at that, formation of smoke grenades that raid into the A bomb site. It's very, very clear to TYLOO where this is looking to end up. It should be clear to everybody on the map where this is looking to end up. 30 seconds left in Complexity getting into this bomb site. TYLOO actually they kind of left the gate unguarded there. They gave up the site. I think they were anticipating that it was feeling like maybe it could have been a fake, right? There are a few players making footsteps back down ramp, and it just felt like they all peeled away from the front of the bomb site at the exact same time, and this leaves Freeman alone. He's only got this MP9.
Oh, could have had a kill, but Obo just moves around the corner at the worst timing. Might even opt to save this gun at this point. And yeah, no, somebody just did a 180, bailed out of that site, and then suddenly realized that, oh, wait, they're in the site? Okay, I've got a spray, and he gets a kill for it, but that's the only kill in the round. Very messy from TYLOO. Certainly seemed like they got confused in that slow-paced attack from Complexity. They didn't rush off the back of those smokes going down. They just took it nice and patient.
I especially think that the error was like, so there was a smoke thrown up near the top of the ramp here, over on like that left now that we can see on Shazam's POV, to allow the players to get up from the ramp, right, and not be whittled down by the site player. Regardless, though, pushing around that smoke is a fight that the man in the bomb site is actually pretty favored in, right? Like, you've got to either go through or around that smoke grenade, and you can just sit site box and cut them down. But because of somebody's slight hesitation and looking like he was going to move back into elevator room or middle, he actually gets caught looking the wrong way, and they're already up past that smoke. That then leads to his teammates falling at the hole in the wall. And it all falls apart from then on in. This is just a partial investment now from TYLOO, and a 3-0 start from Complexity should get that much sweeter in this round.
It was an early B stairs push from TYLOO, but Complexity is just holding the exteriors, just holding for this aggressive eco push from TYLOO. And they'll get it, as well as the A site. Attacker moving back in, he gets away with a kill. That's huge considering what he had to play with, but the trade is imminent. And Complexity getting aggressive even before this bomb's gone down. Quick peek, and these CZs are at least proving to get damage, but surely no more. Bentet's dropped from behind. Freeman has been picked up on that rotate, but Bentet, he grabs a gun, and they're going to bail. They're going to run through spawn into B. Nice reaction, nice call there from Complexity, not wanting to give away a chance to Bentet. That being said, he's still going to attempt this. Got a buy coming up in the next round, so if Bentet can get a couple of kills or a kill, he can at least soften this economy up.
Shazam's position down in mid, while I like it, it's also a bit risky. He doesn't want to get caught peeking. He's just going to play on the toolbox and play for the after plant. Bombs planted out in the open, and he's homing down mid, so the only angle that Sick has to worry about is that connector push, and he'll catch them pushing in. Round goes the way of Complexity, a 4-0 start here. And I do think as well, from what we've been seeing of this map, it does still feel like that it's a T-sided one. I still don't think we have a large enough sample size, if I'm honest. And I feel like as teams,
matchup dependent.
Yeah, matchup, and also like as teams figure out the map a bit more, metas do tend to shift. I would say Nuke is a great example of that, where T sides have, it used to be like a 10-5 half, even on the new Nuke. And I feel like lately, it has become more T-sided just through the shifting meta on that map, and being matchup dependent.
At one point, that map was like 13-2 halves, like every single game. So yeah, totally. I see that. I think the game's gotten more T-sided over this past maybe 18-month period.
Yeah, and I also think the economy changes. There's a lot of reasons for it, but yeah. So this map, the fact that Complexity getting off to this 4-0 start, and the fact that TYLOO chose to start CT side, I hope that Complexity don't just kind of beat them while they're down, as it is, right? We need to see TYLOO fielding a couple around, starting to find this confidence again. I want to actually get to see a TYLOO T side on this map. I don't want it to be an 11-4 half where they don't even get to play the second half.
You talk about how this boost is sometimes more favorable for the Ts. Well, not in this case. Bentet was ready for it. Shazam mollying the sandbags, and as a result, his position given away. Obo, nice shot, gets into the site with that smoke, and now he can use it to isolate just the elevator peak. Bentet gives it to him, but he won't commit to the duel. Freeman getting aggressive, and Def's on the flank. There's a double mid push from Complexity, and they have completely caught TYLOO looking the wrong way. Attacker's got to walk through the smoke, leaving B, but he might have caught a timing. Complexity just getting within the site, and they are going to play him, running back down below, and in through T-spawn to B. Now, the thing is, they've got to get that bomb, and that's why. But at the same time, Attacker hears all of this movement, and he can get towards B just as they do. 19 seconds. If he drops the bomb on that first peak and then falls back, he could certainly win this round. Do they get ready for him? No, they're not watching it, but Obo flicks back and does finish off the job. Both players low HP, neither of them killed by attacker, and that will be the round once again for Complexity. I'm loving these mid-round calls. Very decisive from Complexity, knowing when to fall back, when to commit to a different bomb site. And TYLOO yet to field a round.
And I mean, really, you know, with this being the major, it really wouldn't surprise me if so many teams during the player break just hardcore got into the nitty-gritty of maps like Vertigo.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, if you're a team like, I don't know, let's say like, you know, you're like an Astralis of the world, or like, you know, something like that, maybe you don't need to. Maybe you can just have that as a ban. You know, you've got maps that you're good on elsewhere. But for some of these other teams that are looking to rise up and that already have insta-bans in their map pool, you've kind of been put in a situation where you either learn your insta-ban or you learn Vertigo. And so I imagine the standard of CS that we're going to get to see on this map should be a lot higher than what we've seen at events in the past. Because, you know, you've already seen the kind of gradual progression of this map. You touched upon that as we came into this and how it's been fun seeing teams both adjust, but also the changes, how they impact it.
More pistols for TYLOO here, Harry, and look at this A setup. 3 players, 4 in fact. Aggressive as that. Obo, you might not expect these players just around the corner once he comes up this ramp. TYLOO waiting for the contact. Somebody, no one's watching this position, and no one's watching it. That will give it away. Utility throwing towards the sandbags. Aggressive flashbang, and somebody going to push around with it. Pentek getting a kill. Summer, same story, but no more than 2 for free. Which will be the way of Complexity. Summer, however, is still here, and he's going to re-aggress. He might find Obo, who's already been tagged up, but Obo's on the angle, and he hits the shot. This young man has been so impressive today, Harry. As he continues, 9-1. Freeman last alive. Does hit a 1D, but now they know where he is.
Oh, these flashbangs. Obo is still low, though, and that Deagle now into the 1v1, and it's Def to find on the other side of that smoke. He hides right now. 40 seconds. Freeman reading into this that it might be the CT wrap. Def, you can see, back towards the sniper's nest. Hasn't headed in towards that CT spawn just yet. Freeman, the longer he's giving up this A bomb site, the more room Def has to move, and the more Freeman has to consider that this could be a B play. Of course it's not, but Freeman's got no clue, and now Def, he's got that bomb site all to himself, a life of luxury as he plugs in those numbers. Freeman returning back to the bomb site that he's given up. 1v1, Deeg in hand, what can he do?
Now Def has to care about the flank as well. Freeman's taken so long. Oh, he hits a shot. 3 kills there with the Deagle. And Freeman will finally salvage around for TYLOO. Up close, just spamming that left click. And Def not able to get away with it. Plays it very, very smart. Nice and slow, but the angle not favorable. And TYLOO finally getting something done. That could be the start they needed, Harry. Winning an eco is going to be a huge boost to the economy here. As a result, they will be able to get pretty much everything they want. And another question for me as well is how much AWP play are we going to see on this map? Huge odds in favor of Complexity, just a note over on GGBet. But yeah, the AWPing, that's really going to be brought into question. And somebody going to go right for it, as well as Shazam. So let's see where these 2 AWP players head up. Somebody going towards A solo. A very aggressive B play from TYLOO here, knowing that Complexity have yet to really go towards his site at the start of a round. Complexity, I like the decision of deciding that the B, stairs aren't worth contesting for at the start of the round, because that was a big question I always had. TYLOO can get there very, very fast as CTs, yes. So I think it is going to become natural to just CTs give that up, and if they want to take B, retake that position, because the risk it takes of getting through that choke point at the start of the round is so high, the reward doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah, I'd say it could almost be compared to like the A site of Mirage, right? Like almost like a ramp, in the sense that the CTs can get smokes and meet you there for that fight. So I do think, yeah, we are going to see a lot more of Complexity, just kind of neglecting that B ramp towards the early stages while those smokes are down, while the utility's up. Somebody's going aggressive here. Oh, Obo takes one to the dome. Attackers found Def in the meantime. And yeah, I mean, Complexity, they get whittled down in this one. Shazam and Sick, all that remain. Shazam's going to go back for this bomb. 6 in the window. Still 2 players inside of this B bomb site, and he's got to make noise to drop. He gets spotted, and Freeman cuts him down in an instant. Shazam, will he expect the man on Tetris? Lined it up, good flick, but just a millisecond too short on pulling the trigger.
Dead before he could, Harry. That's another round locked in for TYLOO, back-to-back, in fact. Finally, all it took was a few guns and that AWP in their hand, somebody getting aggressive on the ramp with his. And I think that's probably the most common position we'll see the AWP. That and mid, there's not a lot of reason to play it on B. At the same time, you don't really want to retake B with the AWP, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. B retaking in general is very difficult. A continuing to get a hard focus from Complexity. Somebody, he's going behind sandbags with the AWP. This is, yeah, this is a ballsy call to make. You are going down with your ship here as the captain. Somebody getting a kill, though, and he's made it worth its while. Taking down Def. Does he try and escape? He's already thrown down a smoke to hide from that potential Molotov that's coming in. And he does get around the corner in time. Fantastic retreat. Molotov in for Bintet, sectioning off these Ts as well. And the nades to follow do very minimal damage. The spam, however, whole different story. Obo's down to 20. And TYLOO still hold these very aggressive positions, which will eventually come to punish them. Bintet's gone down, and somebody is alone.
Summer and Freeman do lie in wait over in these elevator rooms, so they're able to get in and help out somebody pretty quickly. These nades now going in, and somebody's going to make the call for the rotation to come through. Summer's here to help him out.
Oh, didn't see the cross.
Yeah, didn't spot Sick getting into the bomb site. Now he certainly has, but Sick's seen him as well, and Freeman throwing into this alone. He's got attacker back in CT spawn. The rotations are very, very quick on Vertigo, but they've got to find something soon if they want to go for this. They do both have kits, and Freeman seems to anticipate the man over at Sandbags.
No utility. That's the hardest thing here for TYLOO. They can't smoke the bomb. They can't flash back down ramp. They just have to hope they don't get traded upon getting a kill here. There's a bit of spam, but not going through with the frag. Sick. He gets shot through the metal and survives on 3 HP. And Complexity, they just have so many players there. That's a tough one for TYLOO. That there really is no right way to play that. Complexity are set up perfectly as to not give them an untradeable kill. As a result, TYLOO don't get even a kill in that post plant. 6 rounds to 2 now for Complexity, and the guns are back out. 2 AWPs, 1 per side. And I do want to see a BXX. I want to see what is going to be made of that little gap above the B site that allows you to throw flashbangs in safely from T-spawn. Oh, that's a spam. Wow. I don't think he even saw him there. Somebody getting put down to 8 HP off of the wallbang from Sick. And Ricky, he's opened up in the meantime as well down on B. Picking up attacker. This is a great start for Complexity, and mid has been forfeited completely by TYLOO. They've left this position. As a result, B is looking a whole lot more ripe for the taking. You can drop in from those windows. Although, honestly, I'd say the B window drop, very little value if you can get control of the stairs. Shazam's going to be leaving A in the meantime to pick up that bomb, and it certainly does look it's going back. They like it will end in an A play after all. Complexity had good success earlier in the half when they went for this A play with 2 players coming in late from mid. That was really nice, so let's see if that works out again, especially considering TYLOO have given away this position for now.
Oh, but he's sweating. He is sweating right now. He hears the footsteps on ramp. He sees the smokes. Rotation coming in from somebody. You're looking at Freeman on the minimap as well. He's back towards CT spawn. Mid control taken by Complexity.
Oh,
but when no! He's just missed the timing. And Obo spots him. Now with that kill found, Summer is in real danger here. Mid control still maintained by Def. And TYLOO don't have an idea that this is going on, but Freeman's bailed him out. And somebody smiting down another has made this look very doable now for TYLOO. Bomb plant coming in, and somebody just 8 points of health to his name, desperately trying to find something or someone. But it's somebody to take one to the chest. Sick finishes off the last man, and Complexity, they are looking very well drilled on Vertigo right now.
I've got to say, that being said, Complexity are looking really, really good on this map. I've got to give a lot of credit to TYLOO there. They read that situation so perfectly. They knew exactly where everyone was. Complexity, they had 2 players on ramp initially. They escorted Def deep into middle by door, and then the 2 players that escorted Def went back towards that ramp play. At the same time, TYLOO just knew that Complexity had someone in middle, and they dedicated so long, both somebody and Freeman, to getting that kill. They finally find Def. His lurk finds nothing, but still they lose all the fights on the A site because it's so hard to find favorable engagements as a CT on A. Complexity definitely looking prepared, and they are not giving this one up without fight. They know that Buntet is hiding, and they are going to shoot him right through the sandbags. There's actually a little gap in the sandbags as well that you can look down from that top side, but very little value. And the round is over. Complexity 8-2 here on the T side, and TYLOO, they may have some reads, but reads aren't going to win you rounds every time, Harry. You've got to hit those shots, and with rifles coming back in, that is TYLOO's game plan. Because if they don't win this round, Harry, this is going to be a guaranteed 10-5 half at bare minimum, if not more.
With so many players heading over towards mid from TYLOO in this round, I was thinking maybe we could see some aggression come in. You can see that Sub is looking to get set up over towards the toolbox down in mid. But they will actually back off once they've set him up in this position, and now they've got 2 players back towards A.
I love that. Just a little fake. You throw a smoke on a Molotov, it looks like your player's there and you've just saved your teammate's life, but no one's there. But now Complexity have to be scared of the sandbags. Oh, Buntet's going to flash somebody aggressively.
There we go, waits for that first bit of utility to go out, and oh yeah. Also, I like this from Complexity. They knew that that was going to be a fake sandbags play. They re-mollied it the second that smoke faded, and now they know. They've cleared out that little ruse that TYLOO sacrificed one of their only smoke grenades to try and employ. And it's all for nothing, because now they sit a man down, they lose somebody, they've lost his utility. Buntet's been tagged up at the A site, and the nearest man in rotation is Freeman, who's now only just arriving at the elevators. If this A play is committed to from Complexity in the last 20 seconds, so they've got to, this should be their bomb site, and there's Buntet eliminated. The bomb now looking to go down. TYLOO, their only hope, maybe they can deny it, but 6 already plugged in the numbers, 3v5. Did TYLOO even give this one a go?
I mean, it's not like you've got many other options. You're kind of stuck in the site at this point. That smoke's soon fading, and Freeman, he doesn't want to have to bail, but that molly will signal the end of the round. Pushes them back and pushes them into the spawn, exactly where Obo is waiting, but he looks away right as Summer goes for the peak. That'll be 1 kill for TYLOO, but it's a save kill. It's an exit kill. They're running out of this bomb site. They may be finding all the frags behind it, but it doesn't matter when Complexity are now 9-2 up. They can afford to chase down these kills to the end of the earth. And Def gets double peaked, gets away with a kill, but Summer with a trade. And 1 player surviving for either side. That's far better for Complexity than it is for TYLOO, who needed at least 3 if they wanted to buy back in.
Yeah, I mean, even just having those 2 players at the end would have made all the difference, right? The fact that Def is able to land that flick, he was looking at connected door, and he got peeked from the right side. Like, that was a flick shot onto Freeman. And the fact that he's able to get that, you know, if you had 2 rifles here, you would have had a buy in this round with 4 M4s to your name, and then one of these other players could have just taken a FAMAS or something along those lines. So a massive kill found by Def. Even though Complexity throw away almost everyone hunting those players down, they know it's such a high-risk, high-reward kind of play for Complexity to do. And you can see the ramifications it's had. It's just the partial investment around this M4 for TYLOO in this round.
Interesting change as well. They smoked deep A ramp to take some more control. They don't want to allow Complexity to just be able to exec on them round after round. That's all that's been happening on A. Oh, Def's got this kill. Somebody is not ready for that. And a free frag for Complexity to open up middle. We might actually see some B play after all, but it's going to be dropping in through the windows. They don't have much control of the stairwell, so Def needs to be careful. It's not going to be a worry, though. TYLOO, the worst part about this is they were stacked up on A because that's where Complexity have been going all game. But surprise, surprise, finally the first B take comes in. And we're going to have Complexity running wild. 5 on 3. At M4 still stands, but probably not for long. And that barrel was spotted, but Tet is there and 6 got him. Flashback in won't do a thing. Summer is alone. And even though they might run towards him, that doesn't necessarily mean he's getting kills. Obo finishes it off, and 10 rounds to Complexity, like assumed. I also don't think they're even done in this half, Harry. TYLOO are looking out of answers, and they may be out of the major if a few more rounds go the way of the North American side. This is map number 2 of a best of 3. Neither of these teams yet to win a series here at the major, but Complexity trying to lock in their first.
And this time, TYLOO looking like they want to make a bit of a change, trying to play the AWP down here at ramp. Now, there's an angle on the sandbags. I don't know if you've seen this, but, you know, you can AWP right through here, the Keo little angle that there was the highlight from. I wonder if they're going to try and set Summer up on that.
It's not really a position you want to ever play, because then you're committed and you're dead if they spot you. Plus, you can wallbang it back.
That is very true.
You know, it's good as a bit of a surprise, but I wouldn't take an AWP there on purpose. Complexity have a B pick. Def was underneath the stairs and Attack tried to get aggressive on the top side, so that's going to mean that TYLOO, as a result, have to bolster this B defense. And where does that leave them weak, Harry? It's A. It's the site that Complexity has just ruthlessly taken round after round. And surprise, surprise, they're going back for more.
Yeah, I mean, Complexity have tried to go B once in this entire game thus far. If you recall, it was in that like 2v4, I think, with Shazam and Sick.
And last round.
And yeah, the round prior. But I mean, it has just been these A hits time and time again, right? From Complexity, and this round's no different. On the back of getting that kill at A, I mean, I think they feel that much more secure. Over at B, I feel like they feel that much more secure in hitting the A bomb site, right? For the reasons that you say. And that is that you have to bolster B on the back of losing that man so early on. And now it's another A retake for TYLOO. They haven't been able to get it done in the past, but this one's looking promising. Ooh. A 3v3, Def holding close, but he gets traded. Finally, they might get back into this A site, but Shazam might have just stripped it all away. No kit on somebody. And no time for him either. While he does get Shazam, that's the round. Complexity in with an 11th. And 6 even hunting down somebody here.
Dead. Ooh. He gets the AWP, actually. So that's worth running back into the bomb site for. Bit of an upgrade for Complexity. Not that money is really an issue at 11-2. They've got absolutely plenty. Plenty of money, plenty of rounds here on this T side. And I mean, this is a rough way to go out. We question, okay, you know, TYLOO, they haven't played this map much. We don't know what to expect. We know Complexity, I'm sure, have done some prep work considering they picked it here. But yeah, the thing is, every region, especially when this is a new map, every region is going to play it differently. So if TYLOO have been practicing Vertigo domestically, they're going to have a very different level of competition. Not just level of competition, but style of competition. And style of the scrims they're going to play are, of course, not going to be the same as the kind of style that Complexity brings to the table here. And, you know, when you play up against a very different team on a map you're unfamiliar with, this is probably what happens. 11-2. And TYLOO, they need anything here. The 4 rounds would be fantastic if they can lock that in for the CT side. Ooh, there's the position, Harry, that you talk about. Somebody, he goes there with an M4 instead, and he gets a kill through that little gap. Shazam getting picked up early, so the AWP is gone here for Complexity. That's a nice little kill for TYLOO. But what else can they find? Freeman locking down the door, dodging the flash and taking Death. Finally, TYLOO in a man advantage situation. What is Complexity's plan to crawl out of this hole?
Whoa, sick. Oh. That's the plan. That's the game plan. In the backstab, he comes in, and Ricky's helped out in the meantime. TYLOO, they thought they had this one. They thought they had it under lock and key. But Sick is the jailbreaker, and he's gotten them out of dodge. He's freed them. from this round, and now into the A-bomb site they go. The bomb making the cross. Summer is here, and he will peek up, getting rid of Obo, dropping the bomb in the open. Holding this all round has been Ricky, and he will get the timing onto Attacker.
The reason being is because Sick was above, and we just heard Sick go, he's flanking, he's flanking. He heard the footsteps of Attacker coming in from below, so great information play, and almost the lineup from Complexity, or for Complexity. Either way, it will be their round. And another one locked in by this North American side. It seems like every time TYLOO get a taste of the action, they instantly have to spit it out, Harry. A 5-on-3, and it falls apart. Huge play from Sick in the doorway. He knows that Bentet's playing deep right because he just killed his teammate, and so he kind of isolates Freeman inside of that B site before wallbanging Bentet. And there really is no shining star here for TYLOO. Bomb drop, though. That's unfortunate. They can grab it safely. In theory, that smoke should be able to cover them. But you still got to be careful. You don't know what kind of vision TYLOO have here. So deeper smoke for Obo just to guarantee the fact that that bomb is theirs. And that, yeah, that's the thing. They don't know if someone's dropped here. And now that that initial smoke is faded, it's actually going to make their job harder. Thing is, TYLOO didn't see the bomb. They never knew it was there, so they didn't even dedicate themselves to holding on to that position, and Complexity are going to be able to get out. Plus the fact that TYLOO have heavily rotated off of A, and Def found himself deep within the site.
Yeah, really, I feel like that B ramp is one of the only advantageous positions for CTs on this map, right? And so if you're able to get the bomb drop there and funnel Complexity in through the B doors, that should be a round win. As you say, they didn't see the bomb, and now the A bomb site once again is overrun with Complexity players. That bomb is going down, the rotation coming in for TYLOO, and it's a 4v4 to end the half. TYLOO clutching at straws to try and get a third round under their belt, and Bentet is the man to open it up. Man advantage taken now. TYLOO, they pump the brakes, albeit briefly, waiting to see what the response is from Complexity, and there's Sick out in the open, dropped. Obo going to go down shortly after, and it's Shazam left up low in the 1v2, and he might just get it. He's gotten one. In with the second. Bentet gets the trade, but I don't think he realized that everyone was gone. There's no kit, and with it, I don't think there's time.
No, I mean, I don't think checking ramp would have made any difference there. He had, 5 seconds left on that bomb, and he only took an extra second to check that corner. But even so, that is just, showing the level of confusion right now for TYLOO. 13 rounds on the half of Complexity, a dominant T side. They are looking to knock TYLOO out of the major. Will there be any chance for TYLOO here in the second half? You'll have to find out in just a second after this quick break.
Complexity soaring to new heights. And while TYLOO might be scared of heights, they don't have vertigo, at least not by the looks of things right now. 13-2 at the end of the first half in favor of Complexity, Hugo. They're already sat 1-0 up in this elimination best of 3 after taking TYLOO's map pick in a double overtime belter earlier on Overpass. It ended in a 2v5. Shazam and Obo beating TYLOO to take that map in overtime, double overtime, in fact, with 20 seconds left. Now here on Vertigo, it's been a much more one-sided affair. Complexity now into the CT side, and TYLOO looking to make the comeback happen. Grouping 5 players outside of B early. TYLOO looking like this might just be a B rush, but Complexity, they're positioned to deal with this well.
Yeah, 3 players in the site. I mean, this is perfect from Complexity. 2 at the back as well. So when Obo dies, they're not going to be aware of Sick. He has element of surprise and he can drop the bomb. Goes for more, but they dink him back. He still hits shots, and Sick is not stopping. He just needs to stay alive. Bentek getting caught on the cross. And I mean, if it wasn't bad already for TYLOO, that's it. That takes the cake, Harry. They walk into a triple B stack on a pistol. Complexity was so ready for that setup. Dear, oh dear. 14 rounds to 2, and this is probably how TYLOO fall, Harry. I don't see any way they can come back from this.
And really, it looked like what happened there is they run 3 players into B in the pistol. Then you have 1 player go into mid. And I think he didn't hear footsteps heading towards A, right? So immediately he left middle, falls back, goes and rejoins the rest of the guys at B. And you've got a 4-man B hold, and you're pretty safe in that assumption that it's going to be the B play.
Just play retake on A if not. That's the best part about that. A is the retake site. B is not a retake site by any regard. So I think it's somewhat to do with the fact as well, the Complexity, I mean, they abused A for maybe, I'd say, like 12, 13 out of the 15 rounds on their T side. So, of course, like, thinking TYLOO are going to go B, it makes sense there. You can see the logic, right? TYLOO wanting to spice things up. But little do they know, it has been tainted, Harry. The poison pot. Just Eagles here for TYLOO. They're in a 4-on-4. Death is dead. Complexity, only 1 man inside of the site, but they have quick rotations available through elevator.
Oh, gun spotted. Shazam's going to make the call, and Obo now steps up to try and deal with somebody. But
dear.
Actually, these Deeks getting the job done. Sick trying to save the day, and he certainly has done a good job. 3 kills to his name as he leaves elevator, doubling up with Ricky over here towards CT. And they're trying to play this bait and switch. They're trying to play off of one another. Ricky's still sneaking, Sick being the man to lead the charge. He's the only one that TYLOO know was here in the site, and Sick set himself up on top of the site box. He's leaving Ricky to go for the defuse, and I love this. Sick is on for the ace. Buntet's got him trapped, but he's hiding, and they're sticking the defuse. Buntet gets the man, but Ricky, 10 seconds on the diffuser, and he'll get the round. Map and series point for Complexity. Get out the server, Buntet. Ricky sends them home. Obviously, just Eagles there for TYLOO, but you love to see that. And I mean, I love that from Sick. He knows he's screwed. He's tried his best just to stay alive, just to waste time. And the fact that he doesn't immediately re-peek into the Deagle and that he does just hide away behind this allows Ricky to get that defuse.
Yeah, if he peeks 2 seconds earlier, TYLOO win that round. Bentek probably finds a knife in the smoke and kills Ricky. But no, full stick there, Harry. And yeah, I really don't know how else to put this. This is terrifying to be in if you are TYLOO. That smoke on the molly comes down too late because Sick was killed while throwing it. Ricky does get a refrag onto Attacker down on B, but 4-on-4. Reflash is great, and Freeman, he was out in the open. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Def will take him down. And 4-on-3 now from Complexity, back in the advantage here. Shazam will take a bit of damage, but B actually getting bailed on. Ricky going to fully leave this. Now, somebody might have heard this rotation, so he can walk up onto B, but it might not matter because Bentek is up on A in the meantime, trying to win his duels. He does get some damage off, but he doesn't realize Obo's closed the gap. And even though somebody's on B, he doesn't have the bomb. Classic error. Throwing the smoke to maybe confuse Complexity and then running back towards A. I say running. Walking back to A. Someone's going to get a nasty surprise when that gun falls on their head 50 stories below, but somebody will commit towards B, and this is unfortunate because he's had to go and get the bomb, and now Complexity are surrounding the B bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at that mini-map, Complexity sitting by like buzzards, ready to pick the corpse of TYLOO Bear. What could be TYLOO's last round here at the Major, and it's somebody 1v3. He's not going to find it. Complexity, they'll take the victory here. They'll send TYLOO home, and